mean, I don't know how to say it. Now, there is this particular person that is called Nurse Aishat Ajibola. She's a former that is the Olabiso Nambanjo University Teaching Hospital, NAM, OUTH. She's a member. She was actually a member of the NAM. In fact, she was actually a treasurer. Recently, she was sacked by the hospital management for the fact that she granted an online interview, and this online interview was basically, shows a support, or let me say, fighting against, injustice. I think a young nurse was actually giving receiving a kind of exactly injustice, and she fought for this particular person, just lending her voice. For that reason, she was sacked. And the person it was actually against Nurse Tega, and she also fought against corruption because she alleged that there were financial misappropriation in the NAM executive of that unit. And she for all this reason she was sacked. What can you say about that?
Thank you so much, Mr. Adams. I received the story of Nurse Aishat Ajibola on Boxing Day. I had seen it on Facebook. I had gone over it. One of our colleagues, Joel, published it, discussed it with us on another group. But I didn't take personal interest until Boxing Day, December 26th last year. A big brother of mine, who is not a nurse, but who loves nursing more than many nurses, and I mean that by every word. So he forwarded me, and I was like, Egbo, I am hiding away from a lot of things, and you are bringing more. What do you want me to do with this? This is far beyond our jurisdiction. So, and he just explained that you can't look away from issues like this, bro. Come on, read the story and let me know what you think. So I read the story, and I think I read the story more than once after that. That's the version of Nurse Ajibola herself, because there is need for us to state whose version we're looking at. Mm-hmm. The hospital has a version. Yeah. The NAM themselves have another version. But the version I am talking from now will be the version of Nurse Aishat Ajibola. By the time I have read through a number of times, I came up with a lot of questions, actually, more than answers. And I will tell you a few of them. Why has Nurse Ajibola been working alone like an island? Why? The words of our elders in Yoruba land say, Nurse Ajibola got into NAM on the platter of the mandate of our people. I was thinking that even if she got in and she found out that executive team had been hijacked, had not been what she had, expected it to be, I was thinking there should be one or two people within the system who will be like minds with her. So the first thing I spotted in Nurse Ajibola's story was that she was a loner in the battle of that hospitals, in a battle, as it were. And you can't overemphasize the role of a team, the role of a good team. So I think that played a factor against our story. But you see, having gone through her version, I think she's just on a prolonged leave of absence that is going to be paid. Leave with pay. Now, I like to be very careful and pick my words very carefully. If everything Nurse Ajibola has stated, she stated then, she's just on a leave with pay, honestly. She's been on leave now since November, 9 months. Mm-hmm. I hope she has a good credit union giving her loan and sustaining her and her family. And I hope she has a good support system financially, economically, and emotionally, especially now, for anybody, I hope she has that. If she has that, I think she will get her job back, and she really does need to get that job back. Even if it is to get the job and then resign from the job, she definitely needs to get that job back. If Nurse Ajibola is listening to me, or anybody listening to me who can get to her, she has to get that job back. And getting the job back, resigning a month afterwards, and leaving the shores of the country, maybe going to another job, that is not a good place to work. That's a toxic environment to work in, you know. It's a terribly toxic environment. So I found out that she's only on leave. Why? Because in civil service, it is more difficult to come in than to go out.
Mm-hmm.
That is what it is, okay? But on paper, according to the policies of civil service, it is more difficult to go out than to come in.
Mm-hmm.
People do 3 months terminal leave before they go, isn't it? They don't do 3 months arrival. They don't do 3 months arrival, you know, this and that. Of course, they do orientation, probation, but you are in anyway. Within 3 months, you get your interview done, you are in the job. But for her, the process of her termination of her contract has not been according to the policies of civil service. So I expect that if she has a good legal team, the last I heard of it, the case is in court. If she has a good legal team, she will get her job back. She will get her salaries back. And depending on how versatile her lawyers are, if she's generous enough to get good lawyers, she will get damages for everything that has been, you know, played out on her. And I think some people need to leave that hospital for what will come out of the legal case. Some people need to be sacked for what will come out of the legal case. That is on another side. The other perspective I have to the issue is what is really wrong with us. What is wrong with nurses in Nigeria? What's our problem? What is the diagnosis of our, what is our problem? Now, Nurse Ajibola got into NAM as a treasurer. The people must have voted her into office. Then she got there, no paper handover, no documents. So what has been going on has been head calculator for the treasury, for the central bank of the association in that teaching hospital. Can you imagine that? Now, when that is happening, you will not find transparency there. You will not find accountability there. You will find corruption there. You will find lies there. You will find manipulations there. You will find misappropriation of funds there. So, how many are we that we are actually also still extorting and robbing or defrauding ourselves? Now, that is NAM, happening in NAM, who are supposed to oversee the welfare of their members. Now, leave that on one side. She asked questions, and then she got into trouble for asking questions. Because, you see, corruption happens in a syndicate. It is not only the treasurer, the outgoing treasurer. If Nurse Ajibola's story is everything true, it's not only that outgoing treasurer that had problem. Some people would have been doing the deals with her. Some people would have been doing the head knowledge with her. So I don't know if we did. Nurse Ajibola asking questions will make her to fall into the trap of those guys. Come on, don't expose us. Don't ask questions. And that takes me to another point of nursing problem in Nigeria. Whoever has a question is going to be in for a big problem. We're supposed to just take everything they throw at us and just sink. Hook, line, sinker. So if you ask questions in Nigerian nursing, you're going to be in for a problem. And I think that the biggest lesson I will take away from Nurse Ajibola's story is, if you want to fight a good cause, please get yourself into a good team. Get yourself into a good team. Within NAM, if I will advise anybody going through Nurse Ajibola's experience right now, within that system, get 2 or 3 people who are of like minds, who are of foolproof integrity, who are righteous in their ways, as it were. Link up with them. You know, don't fight alone. And there are some battles as well that you will let them wait for another day. That's the truth. For instance, we were in the middle of a lot of things, working in not working right in my alma mater. Then somebody brought another case of another nursing school. I had to tell that person, sorry, my place are full now. I can't take up more. I can't take up more. My team can't take up more. We have a lot going on already. Within the same institution, another department within nursing services in the same institution, another department dumped another issue at us. Please take this to your load and fight for it. Sorry, let's take things one at a time. Our places are full now. So I saw that within the space of 18 months, Nurse Ajibola got a lot of things going on. Fighting for this, fighting for that, according to our story, please. Fighting for this, fighting for that. Then you want to say, okay, maybe we live to fight for another day, you know. I take this one now, I see this one through. I try to recover my strength from this one. Either listen, she is fighting as a loner before I take another one. You don't be fighting many things at a time. I don't think she was sad because of the radio interview she granted. That radio interview was on Nurses Arise Radio, yes, according to our story. Nurses Arise Radio are not supposed to be interviewing carpenters. They're not supposed to be interviewing teachers. They're not supposed to be interviewing tailors. They're not supposed to be interviewing pilots. They're supposed to be interviewing nurses. Yeah. So I expect that other nurses would have appeared on that radio without being sacked. So what were the content she presented on the radio interview? That's number one. Number two, we as well be what are the pre-existing issues that made her, you know, susceptible to the attacks, you know, she had on her. So I would think that if she has a good legal system and if the story she has presented to the public is perfectly true, she will get her job back.